Hello friends, welcome you all to another video, and today we are going to start unit number 2, that is the poetry, and the first poet, that is the Langston Hughes, and his first poem, that is the Mother to Son. So before we start Mother to Son, let me tell you a little bit about the Langston Hughes. So Langston Hughes is also called, he has written one of his biography, and the name of that biography is The Big Sea. And in this autobiography, he talked about the poet laureate of the Negro race, that how he became the that kind of a person. So his full name is different. His full name was James Mercer Langston Hughes. He was born in 1st February 1901, and he was died in 22 May 1967. He was an American poet, social activist, novelist, playwright, and columnist for Joplin Missouri's. And he has innovated jazz poetry, and he was the leader of Harlem Renaissance. Harlem, that is the one part or one city of New York, and it became the black people's or African American people's movement for the equality, liberty, and fraternity. Okay, so he famously wrote about the parade that Negro was in a wig, which was later paraphrases as when Harlem was in Hoke. So let briefly talk about his writing, his work. So he has written so many poetry books, so many things. So poetry collection, The Very Blues, it was published in 1926. Then Fine Clothes to the Jew in 1927. The collected poems of Langston Hughes were published after his death in 1994. He has also written and so many books. I have escaped it. You can go to the Wikipedia or Google. You can get a list of his works. So he has written also novels and some short story collection books. Not Without Laughter in 1930, The Ways of White Fox in 1934, Simple Picks His Mind in 1950. Okay, Simple Takes a Wife in 1953, Simple's Uncle Sam in 1965, and after his death, Short Stories of Langston Hughes, which was published in 1996 and edited by Hill and Wang. He has also written some non-fiction books also, like The Big Sea, New York in 1940, Famous Negro Heroes of America in 1958, and so many other books like Black Magic, uh, pictorial history of Negro in American entertainment with Milton Melzer. He has also written some plays also. Mulatto is one of his famous play, which was published in 1935. Mulbone in with the Zora Neale Hurston in 1931. Little Ham in 1936. Black Nativity in 1961, and so many other plays he has written. So, with this brief introduction to Langston Hughes, let's move to our poem Mother to Son. So, before I'm going to read out this poem, okay, I would like to give you some introduction about this poem. So, Mother to Son is one of the important poems by Hughes, and it was published in the first volume of his poems, The Very Blues, which published in 1926. The poem is actually a dramatic monologue. The mother gives an outlet to her feelings and shares with her son her thoughts and feelings about the kind of life she has lived. So let's. I'm going to read out the poem, and you also read it with me. Well, son, I will tell you. Life for me aren't been so crystal clear. It's had tacks in it, and splinters, and boards torn off, and places with no carpet on the floor, bare. But all the time, I've been a climbing on, and reaching landings, and turning corners, and sometime going in the dark where there aren't been no light. So, boy, don't you turn back. Don't you sit down on the steps, 'cause you finds it kinda hard. Don't you fall now, for I'll still going, honey. I'll still climbing, and life for me aren't been to crystal stair. So actually, a boy who is a black boy, who is an African American boy, and he was. This poem is set in those days of Harlem Renaissance, where the black people still regarded as a secondary person or other, or the black people do not have any kind of that rights, equal rights like white people. So maybe the son of this mother was actually very very shocked, and he doesn't want to live on because of such kind of a humiliated condition of the African American people in United States of America. And therefore he was tired of his life, and therefore his mother trying to tell her son that life is not a crystal stair, life has a lot of problems. Okay, life had a lot of tacks, lot of splinters, lot of boards, and which are torn up boards, which are the torn up boards are there, and therefore everybody has to go on, live on, move on, like that. So the mother tells her son that life for her has not been a crystal stair, that is, staircase to be climbed with the light all around. There may be the blackness, there may be the blackness, okay, or the that it is not a lighting, or it is not a good life, it is not a hopeful or happy life. There may be a lot of sorrows, a lot of troubles, a lot of problems she has met when she has led her life. Okay, so she was just telling the convincing her child, her son, that what is life. Okay, the staircase of life, of her life, has had some tax, that is the pointed nails khede, tate, some splinters, that is the broken steps and broads. Okay, splinters, that is the broken steps, tutlele the paheria, tutleli paheri. Okay, steps actually, and boards, that is the wood broken, and staircase of life has been its foundation. You know that the woods, that in those days the stair were made by the woods. Okay, and nowadays also so many that uh, some people who prefer the wood, in the villages you can find out the wood stairs also, because they make their house with the help of wood. They use a lot of woods to make their houses. So like that, there are broken steps or boards, we can say. I think, okay, wood broken, and the staircase of her life has had its foundation not on the floor carpeted, but rather or bare. But despite this, she has all the time been climbing the stairs of her life and reaching the landing, and then turning corners, and sometimes getting into also in the dark places. So even though all these problems were there, but even though she was climbing the stairs, she was continue living her life. Okay, she hasn't lived her life. She was also very very sad. She was also very very disappointed with this such kind of a difficult life the African American were living in those days in contemporary time. And therefore, but she has not left climbing on or going on or moving on. Okay, so we have to move on. Nothing can stop. You should not stop yourself, you should live your life, you should lead your life. Okay, and therefore she also climbed on and reached a landing, and she also made some corners, and she also came to the dark. But again and again, there was such kind of a dark phases in her life, there were no light, but again she was going on, moving on. Okay, so the mother therefore asked the son never to turn back in life, and not to sit down on the steps, because he will find the steps rather hard. She asked the son not to fall down, because she tells the son that she sees that she has still to climb the stairs of life, and life for her has never been crystal stairs. Okay, so that actually the meaning of this. And again she was telling her son, that boy, honey, she was still climbing, and therefore he should not sit down at that play where he was, or he should not turn back. Okay, so he should also clean the life as she was climbing, or she is climbing right now. Okay, so mother to son, actually it is a dramatic monologue, as I have told you. The mother seems to be finding that her son scared of climbing the stairs of life and is about to give up his effort and sit down on the steps of the stair. The mother therefore exhorts her son to learn from her example. She has faced a number of problems while climbing the stairs of life. Her stairs have not been crystal. Her stairs have not had the base on the carpeted floor. The mother is thus telling the son about her racial past when she uses the phrase not crystal. She has had a hard life and been subjected to many humiliations and deprivations. But even in the dark, she has turned corners and made landings, all undaunted. She knows that the climbing for her has not yet ended, but she is not despaired. The poem reveals the black mother's awareness of the outrages she has suffered in life because of her race, but she shows all courage and determination to overcome her hardship. She detests falling down and giving up the efforts to come into cluster stair from the dark, and hence she advises the son neither to sit down on the stair nor to turn back, but keep climbing, all unscared of darkness. She is quite confident that ultimately darkness will lead to light. The mother's monologue is sentimental, but it comes as a revelation to the Negro race haunted by self doubt. Hughes has used the black dialect in the poem, and the black dialect makes the mother's challenge to the American society more realistic and intense. The poem is a religious protest against the inhuman conditions to which the black were subjected in America. The poem is a monologue because only mother speaks throughout the poem. It is a dramatic because the mother is imagined as addressing her son, whose presence is to be assumed, though the son does not speak in this poem. So, guys, I hope that you understood this poem. That is the Langston Hughes' first poem, Mother to Son. And if you still have any kind of problems, any kind of difficulties, please ask in comment section. I'm there. I'm assure you that I'm there to solve your queries and your problems. So thank you for watching this video, and please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon also, so you can get latest videos, and it will be benefited to you also, and it will also benefited to me also. So please like it and share to your friends, and thank you once again, and see you in the next video.